I'm making this video because I've seen a lot of ferret channels that don't answer these questions. So I'm just gonna say it now and you guys could see. Okay, how do you keep the ferret smell down? The ferret smell is always gonna be there, but it's tolerable, and if you keep the cage clean, you won't even know the smell's there. Those people who have parents that say ferrets smell, they're totally wrong. My kind of theory is that when ferrets started becoming popular in the 80s and 90s, they had met a ferret and thought they were disgusting. Only just 10 years ago have they actually started developing good food and vitamins that I don't know the word, but they're nutritious for the ferrets and they actually fill their needs. If you buy the right food and feed them the right vitamins, they won't smell. If you feed them cat food and don't take care of the cage, of course it's going to smell, just like any other animal. If they continue to smell, if you are taking care of it, just clean the litter box more often than usual. And when you wash the bedding, a trick that I do is just put some fabric softener in with the bedding. My ferret smells really good when he wakes up out of his hammock after he's fabric softener hammocks, whatever, I don't know. But see, I obviously can't smell through the camera, but he's really clean and stuff because I always clean his stuff. And I give him baths sometimes, whatever. I also see this a lot. What's the best cage? The best cage of all the ferret cages is Ferret Nation. There's a lot of different types, and I have Ferret Nation 182 because they carried it at my local PetSmart, so I got it. But most people have Ferret Nation 142, though I don't really see the difference. I would suggest getting ramp covers though, and don't get a cage that's only 1 story tall. Ferrets need a 2-story cage, 1 story for playing and sleeping, 1 story for food, water, and bathroom. Well, their litter box. Do ferrets get along with cats? I've also seen this one a lot. And dogs. It depends on the dog. So, that one I can't directly answer without knowing the kind of dog first. But ferrets get along with cats in general. And each cat and each ferret have different personalities and are different, so they might get along and they might not get along. And number 1 rule is never give your cat and your ferret the same food or go in the same litter box. Ferrets can get really hurt noses from breathing in dusty cat litter, and they need a low entry litter box, so they can't use the same litter box. And cat food doesn't have the nutritions that ferrets need in their diet. So if you give them cat food, they're not really going to be that healthy. You can give ferret, let's say people food, if you're eating meat or whatever, you can give your ferret, raw meat. They cannot have cooked meat, but if you want to give them some raw meat, that's good. Look at the raw video by the Alpha Ferrets. She's a really good ferret channel, and she explains everything in her raw meat video. And where can you get a ferret? You can get a ferret at Petco, PetSmart, every pet store. But before you decide to get a ferret at a pet store, go on Craigslist and look up if there's a ferret shelter in your neighborhood. The closest ferret shelter to me is 30 minutes away, and it's worth any length of time to pick up a ferret from a rescue. But sometimes there's not shelters close by. My shelter was unavailable to contact, and we didn't want to drive over there and just go a lot to meet all the ferrets because we couldn't get in contact with them. We don't even know if they're still open. We found them on the internet. So I never went to that shelter, and I just got my ferret from Petco. But usually there's shelter ferrets that are socialized already, and they're pretty sweet. The rare thing is sometimes you'll get a mean ferret, but it's kind of rare. And how do you litter train them? if you buy a litter box, the little square ones, they don't like the triangular ones because they can't fit their whole body in them. Fill it with Marshall's recycled newspaper litter. It's digestible if they eat it, and it's biodegradable if you have a compost pile, or if you want to flush it down the toilet. Let them go to the bathroom and scoop the waste into the litter box. Eventually they'll get used to the fact that they have to go to the bathroom there, and that will become their designated area. Ferrets will never be 100% litter trained, so if they have accidents, it's alright. Like, you can't scold them. Because if you scold a ferret, it'll probably just become mean, and that's how you get those rare mean ferrets, because, like, people don't treat them right. You can't, like, be like, oh, hey, and, like, just smack the ferret. Like, you can, well, you can any animal. But you can't, and some people, like, they'll stick their ferret's nose like this. Buddy. They'll go like this, and then they'll, like, stick their ferret's nose in, like, the poop or whatever. So, don't do that. And what should cover the bottom floor? First off, don't get a cage with, like, glass, like one of those glass, I don't even know, like those fish cages, and put hamster bedding on the bottom. Ferrets would much rather have an open cage and have cloth on the bottom, or nothing on the bottom at all. My cage bottom is empty, and I wash it with a spray bottle with vinegar in it, and I just wipe it down with some paper towels, and the smell's concealed, whatever, it's good. So, that's what I use. And I see people ask, what do you do on vacation with your ferret? You have to get someone to come probably twice a day when you're gone to feed them, and every other day to clean the litter box, but that depends on how many ferrets you have. So, my ferret, he can go 2 days without getting his litter box He can go like 2 days without getting his litter box cleaned. But I only have one, and he goes to the bathroom a lot anyway, so even sometimes 2 days is a little too, like, long. And this is one of my pet peeves. Clearly, if you could afford a vacation, you could afford a pet sitter. It's only a freaking pet sitter. You could afford it. So, if you're going to get a ferret, you're going to have to find something to do with it when you're on vacation. You can take your ferret on vacation with you, but you can't leave it alone. And how much do ferrets cost? At Petco, they're $140, but they're only $99 with a PALS card. With all the supplies on my ferret, it was easily over like $650. But I got him like the best of everything. So if you get other stuff, just cheap stuff, I guess, it's gonna be fine. I mean, they could still use everything. They're obviously gonna need the vitamins and everything, so yeah, I don't know. It depends on the price of everything, how long it's gonna be. You could just calculate it on like an iPod or calculator, obviously. But ferrets are really expensive to take care of. Every month I spend just $40 on litter and food, and that's actually kind of a good price. And if you run out of vitamins, you have to buy them vitamins too. If they're sick, you have to take them to the vet. They need yearly checkups, and I'm guessing it's around like $60 per vet checkup. And they're most likely going to need surgery once or twice in their life, usually being cancer. So that's over $1,000 too, per surgery. Only get a ferret if you have the budget to. If you don't, just don't get a ferret at all, because they're very high maintenance. They're easy to take care of if you have the time and the money, but if you don't get one. Like, if you hang out with your friends all weekend and stuff, you can't. It's like your ferret is going to be like a baby, pretty much. I call my ferret my baby because he's like always, well, on top of me. But I call him my baby because he's basically just like having a baby. You always have to be with him. You have to spend like all your time with them. I bring my ferret with me everywhere on a little leash. He's actually really cute on his leash, and everyone says like, oh my god, it's a ferret. But they have to be with you all the time. that's why like a lot of people don't have them, because they're hard to take care of. But yeah, so a lot of what I said was good information on what you need to know about a ferret. If you have one or you're just considering to get one, I'll definitely make more videos, considering I always wanted a ferret channel like the alpha ferrets. I don't know, I watch her videos like I used to all the time when I was about to get him. And I looked at her when my parents were reluctant against getting one. They didn't want one at all. So she gives a lot of good information if you want to look at her channel too. But I'll probably make more videos if you guys have questions or something. So yeah, bye.